What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Kind of Funny Screencast. As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by the big dog, drinking his chocolate milk, Kevin Coelho.
It's an iced mocha, and I'm all wired.
Good. I'm happy we got you wired in a robe. It's exactly how I like you, Kev. We got the sad boy himself, Barrett Courtney.
Kev like his chuck.
He does. And, of course, we have Chastity Vicencio from GameSpot Universe.
What's up, y'all? Feeling good. Feeling good about Mandalorian.
You have a lot of reasons to feel good, because I'm gonna say it right now. This might be no. This is the most hype, most like holy shit episode of Kind of Funny Screencast news we've ever had. So much crazy shit to talk about. So we're gonna get right into it. This is the Kind of Funny Screencast each week, right here live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We talk about all of the biggest stuff going on in the entertainment industry. You can watch live on Twitch, or you can watch later on youtube.com/kindoffunny or roosterteeth.com. If you want to listen to it as a podcast, just search your favorite podcast service for Kind of Funny Screencast, and we'll be right there for you. Today we're brought to you by MeUndies, Manscaped, and Blue Chew, but I'll tell you about that later. Let's get to the news. First off, Oscar Isaac to star as Solid Snake in Sony's Metal Gear Solid movie. This comes straight from Deadline, so you can actually believe it. Kev, I think you might be muted. Sony's long-awaited Metal Gear Solid adaptation looks to have gained some major momentum, as sources tell Deadline, that Oscar Isaac is attached to play Solid Snake in the Jordan Vogt Roberts film. The movie is currently in development at Sony Pictures, and Vogt Roberts is on board to direct. Given Isaac's extremely busy schedule, a production start date is still unknown, but his involvement makes this property a high priority for the studio going forward. Never would have expected this on multiple levels. A, this movie actually being a real thing, which this type of casting news coming from Deadline to me, I'm like, oh shit, it's actually happening. But B, Oscar Isaac. Holy shit. We actually got Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and now we're about to get Oscar motherfucking Isaac as my boy, Snake.
Yeah, that was definitely some fan casting. I'm pretty sure I saw like some art using a picture.
Yeah, someone
Oscar
was pulling
Isaac.
up an old interview of him where I think he might have cast it like
Yeah.
a role he would want to play is in Metal Gear. So that's funny.
I mean, next thing, what does this mean? Are we going to get Steve Harvey as the DARPA chief? Like, that's just the only casting that matters here. But honestly,
Who made that casting? Was that Greg?
Yeah, it was Greg. Chastity, years ago, we did a Game Over Greggy show where we cast the Metal Gear Solid movie. And,
I love that.
The joke ended up being...
I was like, that came out of nowhere, but I love it.
Yeah, it kind of works, but then we would go on and cast other movies, and every time we did, Steve Harvey had to play someone. So, anyways,
We got very
this is pretty cool, and I don't think we're going to see this movie anytime real soon, especially what they're talking about Oscar Isaac, being as busy as he is. But again, I do think that this is going to move into production. I believe this movie will actually happen at some point, and I think it could be good.
I hope so. I don't know that I want it, but if it's gonna happen, I'm gonna watch it.
My thing is, everything we've seen of the movie, and like, again, the movie doesn't exist right now, but all of the concept art, all the teaser stuff that Jordan Vogt Roberts has put out over the years, every single thing has been like, holy shit. As a Metal Gear fan, I'm like, you're nailing this. And this isn't just, we're remaking the story from the first movie, first game. It's like taking elements from the entire mythology and making it into a new thing that seems to be very interesting and very Kojima. So
am I gonna have to like play through all the games to understand what this movie is about?
Dude, Barrett, it's crazy you haven't, because I know you well. Like, we're best friends in the office. Like, I've told you that many times.
You guys are best friends.
He keeps trying to make this a thing.
And like, you would, you would really, I honest to God believe you would really enjoy these games. And it's wild
to play them.
What?
I have nowhere to play them.
PlayStation Now.
I mean, I'll get you a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. You'll play them the way they were meant to be played. You know what I mean?
Oh God, no! I don't want to go back to PlayStation 1 mechanic stuff.
No one does, but you have to, unfortunately.
Because wasn't the original like designed around like the original PlayStation 1 controller?
Yeah,
not the DualShock. Oof.
It is pretty oof.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully they'll remake it, and then you'll get into it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hopefully Blue Point will like remake the first one, and then like that'll be my entry point in the series.
God, it's
actually
crazy.
Technically, my entry point into the series was Metal Gear Survive. and that's all I've played.
Oh, let's move on from that.
I don't like this.
Let's move on to some good news here, or some crazy news at the very least. Good news for us as movie enthusiasts. Warner Brothers to debut entire 2021 film slate, both on HBO Max and in theaters on the same day. Before we even get into the details of all of this, I just want to play the hype trailer they released, because holy shit, you motherfuckers, this is the hypest trailer I've seen in the last year.
It's so good. Best trailer of 2020, for sure.
There's something happening. In the next year, Warner Brothers Pictures is bringing you the biggest premieres.
So this is the Suicide Squad.
In theaters and streaming exclusively on HBO Max. The exact same day.
But the what now?
It's so hot. Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And streaming on HBO Max beginning December 25th.
Well, it's just some shit like I don't super
Yeah,
care
I need
about
a
the
bigger
Matrix,
TV.
but like we all do, you know.
I need a bigger TV.
Damn it.
I can't watch Dune on that.
Tim, I
I'm
can't
so glad
wait.
I got the OLED behind me, man.
I can't wait to watch Dune at your house, Tim.
Oh my God, no, here's the thing, Kev. We can't go back now because it's Twitch, but when this goes live on YouTube, I need all of you to go to youtube.com/kindoffunny, watch this video, and just look at Kevin's reaction to that trailer. Because he hadn't seen it. It looks like he's getting like shot back.
There's so many movies on there that I was like,
it's
oh
wild.
shit, that was that was gonna be a thing that's now happening in my house.
Yeah,
Or Tim's
I
house,
told
guess.
Alyssa initially about the news yesterday. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool." Like I brought some other things up, and like she didn't seem super stoked about it. She was like, "Oh yeah, fun. We'll be able to watch Wonder Woman." And a couple hours later, I was like, "You do know that this includes In the Heights, correct?"
That's
She's like,
that's the movie that got me on this.
What? And yeah, because like the last we heard of that movie, it was indefinitely delayed.
Yeah. But that
like,
pool
it wasn't
shot
even getting...
was my first pop where I was like, what?
Oh god, I'm so excited.
And then the Matrix got me again real good.
Something for everyone.
Get into the details here. The films that Warner Brothers plans to release in 2021 will be available to HBO Max subscribers for 31 days. After the 1 month mark, those movies will only play in theaters until they reach the traditional home entertainment frame. From there, people can rent through online platforms like Amazon, iTunes, or Fandango. It's unclear when the titles will return to HBO Max. So, interesting stuff there. Same kind of time frame they were talking about for Wonder Woman. But when they first talked about Wonder Woman, they were saying it was an experiment. Obviously, that hasn't even happened yet. And they're just like, we're going all in.
I wonder
baby.
if it was associated with a boost in numbers once they confirmed it for reals. If people just got excited and were like, fuck it, I'll sign up.
I went around and tried getting a bunch of quotes from people, like analysts and shit, of what they think about this. Because I'm sure all of us can give our thoughts.
What's
up,
up, I saw. In my mind, I saw Tim with a clipboard on phone with all his friends. You're like, all right, did you sign up? You still sign up right now?
I went around to a couple sites and copy and pasted a couple things. That is the
Really quick, I just want to make this point clear because MS Gambo in the chat says, "I hate that they were doing this, but still delayed the Batman." The Batman is not done with production, I believe. Correct.
But so many of these movies aren't either.
Yeah, but also the Batman, like, didn't the what's it say, Pattinson?
Arpat's got
he got
COVID,
sick.
but then like he got,
and they pushed it to
they went
2022
back like a
too.
couple weeks later too. So
yeah.
I think just like production, I think Batman stuff got more production delays than probably the rest of these movies.
I don't think that's true. I think that Batman's not part of this for a reason.
I think because they're just showing 2021 movies, right? Batman was pushed to 2022.
Yeah, like a couple months ago.
A lot of these movies almost were pushed to 2022, and I think they're keeping Batman because they're still holding out hope that theaters are going to exist, and they don't want to throw Batman into this if they don't have to.
They're not helping that though. Like, this might be the single biggest blow to movie theaters.
So okay, let's get into it here.
Yep.
Let's go through all of the different movies first, actually. So, and this is the weird thing is this didn't have dates. I wish this trailer had dates for all these things because, like, how freaking hype would that be? And what's weird is dates do exist. Will they stick to those dates? That is the bigger question.
They're constantly moving, and with post-production being done remotely, it could take some things a little bit longer. And I feel like sometimes they impose dates on teams, and try really hard to make it happen, but yeah, they
Having
change
said
all the
that,
time.
a lot of the dates here are for movies that are done. Like,
That's
we
true.
know that they're done. So going through this, The Little Things on January 29th. Barrett, Tom and Jerry coming March 5th.
Let's go, man. I'm excited. It's fuck. I'm glad that they don't talk. I hope that they keep that vibe of Tom and Jerry. Of course, there's going to be the human side of it that's going to be like probably bad. But you know what? I need
Sonic
some Tom and
surprised us,
Jerry.
guys. Sonic surprised us.
But
That dude with the dumb face,
It did.
way more interesting than we thought he was
yeah.
going to be.
I just on the Tom and Jerry side, I hope they keep the classic wholesomeness between them, and then everything else in that movie, I'll probably just kind of tune out. But yeah, I'm excited.
Barrett, I'm usually with you and like support your dumb bullshit, and like I can find the fun in these things. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a big Tom and Jerry enthusiast. The game on Super Nintendo, I was a huge fan of.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
This movie looks like a whole new level of horrible. And like just from watching the trailer, like I watched the trailer being like, all right, this is gonna be dumb, but like kind of fun. And watching it, the art style is like
It's
really like
It's weird. Yeah. I don't know. There were just some classic goofs in there that I enjoyed. Getting run over by the bus, them fucking with each other. I just want some of that. Goodness.
Wait, how long's this trailer been out? Like a while?
month.
Weeks.
I don't think I've seen it.
Then The Many Saints of Newark, March 12th, Reminiscence, April 16th, and then Godzilla vs. Kong, May 21st. All reports are this movie's been done for a while, and it just keeps getting delayed for theater reasons even before COVID. So, like, this thing got delayed a whole year before COVID even was a thing. But it's coming out, and we saw the logo for the first time in that trailer. Then June 4th, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Of course, we'll be continuing Conjuring review with that. I'm stoked. Like, that's awesome that we're going to get that, be able to watch it at home. Then In the Heights, June 18th. Then Space Jam, A New Legacy, July 16th. Let's go.
God, I'm so excited because
I'm more apprehensive about this movie.
I'm super excited for this movie, but I'm even more excited that I don't like. This is not a movie I want to experience in the movie theaters. Like I'm very happy to watch this one at home or at Tim's house.
That's fine. That's completely fine.
The more we heard about this movie, the more it felt like a straight to streaming kind of movie.
It's great, man. And now it is. Suicide
Better
Squad.
have a good soundtrack.
I know. Please pump up the jam. We need a new pump up of the jam in our lives. Suicide Squad, August 6th. That's crazy. We're getting James Gunn's Suicide Squad
Yes.
on HBO Max, day and date. Dune, October 1st. Wow.
I wish it wasn't so.
That's
far
a weird
away.
one for at home. That's
Yeah.
a really weird one for watching.
Okay,
at
it's gonna
home.
work out perfectly for me because I have Tim's house to watch it, and that's
Yeah,
basically movie theater.
I'll test it out with like watching Blade Runner 2049 with this setup to see if I think it's acceptable or not.
Oh, Blade Runner on your TV, Barrett. It's going to look nice.
It's gonna look really
real
good.
nice.
You have a very, very beautiful TV, and for movies like Blade Runner and Dune, I think that are the cinematography was actually really thought about. These TVs are exceptional for that.
Dope. King Richard, November 19th. Then Matrix 4, all the way December 22nd. There are 5 movies without dates right now. Cry Macho, Malignant, Those Who Wish Me Dead, Judas and the Black Messiah, which looks awesome. And Mortal Kombat. So the big thing here, a couple of keynotes, all these movies starting with Wonder Woman 1984 will finally be in 4K, HDR, Dolby Atmos, all that stuff.
Such
Thank
good news.
God.
Please
And the one
add it to Fire TV. Jeez.
well,
yeah, I like a LG or PS5 or like
Or
fuck it, I'll even
PS5,
accept the
yeah.
Roku out in my living room, like something, man.
I got some news, bad news on that for you guys in a sec. But the one weird thing for me is like a couple weeks ago on the show, we were talking about Mortal Kombat getting delayed, and it was delayed indefinitely from a date of January 15th. So I wonder now if they're going to push that back up. You know, I kind of don't think so based on the fact that it was so
We
late
haven't
in
seen
the trailer.
anything for it, right?
No, but all the reports are that it is like
Done.
essentially done. Yeah. So
It's weird that we have seen nothing about it.
yeah, well, I think it's because of COVID. They have a trailer done. They just haven't released it.
But like
They've been teasing that for a while.
usually they put out trailers like I guess I don't know. When's the earliest we'd see a trailer for a movie? Like we got a trailer for Dune, and Dune's not coming out for another year.
But I mean, it was
supposed to be
supposed
December,
to.
though.
Was it supposed to be December? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 3 months. All right.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm interested in that Mortal Kombat. Everything we have heard from it, I'm like, this could be pretty damn cool. So
I'm excited.
But also I'm happy it's HBO Max. Like that makes it even better. But okay, some little quotes here that are very interesting. The shift will result in a projected $1.2 billion loss of revenue annually for Warner Media, per an estimate by Craig Moffett, who's a founding partner of the analyst firm Moffett-Nathanson, because it's killing off exclusive theatrical windows while at the same time putting movies on HBO Max also will depress revenue from home entertainment releases. A veteran studio executive says, I guess the movie theaters will just be Halloween stores now.
Oh
my
God,
God.
chill out, bro.
Which is such a freaking quote.
Mean.
Yikes.
Someone else said, there's no question that Warner Media is leveraging this pandemic moment and making a decision for the future of their company by prioritizing streaming. The question is, at what cost to this art form? A rival studio said that. And then another well-known high-flying executive estimated that Warner Media had parted with easily $2 billion in assets gift-wrapped for HBO Max that will see absolutely no return. The year-long part was a little befuddling, said Mark O'Mara, who owns 2 movie theaters in Fairfax, Virginia. They're claiming it's a COVID model. I think there's some truth to that, but theaters are closing and it's getting tougher. I don't think we'll ever get back to 3 months, referring to the standard 90-day window. Larger movie theater chains mostly stayed silent. Numerous other circuits declined to comment. In a statement, AMC's CEO didn't mince words, expressing his frustration. Quote, clearly, Warner Media intends to sacrifice a considerable portion of the profitability of its movie studio division and that of its production partners and filmmakers to subsidize its HBO Max startup. As for AMC, we will do all in our power to ensure that Warner does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. Cinemark, one of the country's biggest theater chains, said it will assess movies individually before looking at them to play in theaters, which is like, oh, Warner, you're playing with fire here. At this time, Warner Brothers has not provided any details for the hybrid distribution model of their 2021 films. Privately, theater owners are trying to remain optimistic that the hybrid model won't outlast the pandemic, and they're praying other studios don't follow suit. Quote, if Disney follows this template in any capacity, movie theaters are done. There is no other way. Jeff Logan, who runs a small theater chain in South Dakota, said he was surprised by the news, calling it one that was made in haste and without much foresight. He felt consternation not towards Warner Brothers distribution executives, but rather the higher powers at Warner Media and its owners, AT&T. And I read all of that to get to this line here. This is AT&T justifying the billions they paid for Warner Brothers. This is bad for creativity and the long term, but it's good for their stocks this week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah.
It's crazy, man.
But the
Everybody
thing is-
from different sides are all like
Yeah.
firing on cylinders just because everybody's stressed. Everybody's
Freaking out,
like,
yeah.
trying to survive any way that they can. This is their contingency plan.
Yeah.
I don't think this is as much of a silver bullet for movie theaters as people are making it out to be. I do think that they will never be the same. But like people saying like, oh, rest in peace, the movie theater experience and all that. Like we'll have that.
Yeah, but
once
it's going to be a
everything
niche, a very niche thing.
It's
Like
gonna be very niche.
You're going to get to, yeah.
Hopefully there will be better experiences though. Like we have a lot of movie theaters, but
we already got that. You know what I mean? Like we already got to the
San
point
Francisco
where it's like,
has that. San Francisco
but
has that. Not every-
a lot of like I'd say every big city has some version of like the
Prestige experience.
Yeah, and like this, it couldn't be worse timing with this happening. Because, like, if it was just normal movie theaters, this happened, and then we came out of this, and that's what came out from it, like, that'd be great. But I think what we're seeing now is those places are going to be in a lot of trouble if we don't come out of this in the next couple of months, and we're not going to come out of this in the next couple of months, you know? So it's like, how long can the Alamo last with this all going on, you know? And it's like, well, then afterwards, are we going to get places like the Alamo, or are we going to get places like, your normal megaplex? Or are you going to get just smaller spots that are just niche things for people that are really crazy?
Enthusiasts, yeah. Chastity, what do you think?
I think it'll still exist, but yeah, it's going to become more of a niche experience, kind of how we felt about like drive-ins like not so long ago. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's a thing we could do. but probably not going to do that. But
Yeah, what's scary is
it's
like
nice that I could. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely changing the game. I don't think it's going to take theaters out of the equation completely. There's definitely going an entire generation or generations that still want to experience that and will. But maybe this will just be really good for selling TVs.
And that's kind of where I'm at, is like looking at this. This is such an insane move when you look at the movies on this list. Like, we're not talking about Trolls World Tour. Like this is like their entire slate of $500 million plus, hopefully, I mean, at the least, upwards of $1 billion plus potential movies, right? Each. And not all of them, but at least a handful of those, right? And when you look at that, if Disney were to do something similar, at what point, like that's all. There's only Disney, there's WB, and then Universal with Jurassic World and Fast and Furious. Like that, we're talking about the top 10 biggest movies of all time, sales wise, right? So once that starts to fall out, and with how long this is going to last, they're committing to this for 2021. Sure, it's going to be in theaters as well, but at what point do theaters not even exist because or they exist, but they just don't exist in the same way because they're just not making the same type of revenue.
Yeah,
and I think
because like the example there, right, is like people were pointing towards Tenet leading to this decision because they decided to push back, bring theaters back open for Tenet, and then it didn't do anything. And I think that's what like a primary thing that led to this decision because of that.
I feel like
my prediction on this though is that because they're committing this for all 2021 with all these movies, and this includes so many different franchises and universes, including DC, if we start seeing it from other people, I think that it's going to lead to a world where theater revenue is looked at as gravy, not as the main source, which I think means that the revenue for movies and the budgets of these movies is going to have to drop significantly, and we're going to see a focus on quantity. I'm not even going to say quantity over quality, but quantity over tentpole. And we're going to have to see, like, when you look at this WB slate, what does it look like? It's a big movie once a month for HBO Max. That's going to be the standard for all these guys. And that means the budget's going to have to fall for all of these things. And it means we can get things on the level of Mandalorian or more, probably. But I do think that this is going to mean that the Avenger-style movies are going to be a lot fewer and more far between than we've ever seen in the last 20 years. Is that a bummer? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. And then a little update for you, Barrett, about HBO Roku. Sources confirmed to Variety that Warner and Roku are in active talks, but both sides have signaled that they are unwilling to budge on their positions. Roku wants to keep HBO and HBO Max as a channel it can sell directly to its own customers, while Warner Media is insisting that HBO Max be available as a standalone app. The companies are also hashing out the terms for how they will divvy up ad inventory for the ad-subsidized version of HBO Max, which Warner Media plans to launch for a reduced price later in 2021. Each company is playing a long game, but both have a lot to lose by not settling their differences as soon as possible. For Roku, the holiday season is already in full swing, and consumers are making buying decisions about connected TVs now and connected TV devices now. And the absence of HBO Max will hurt, especially with the news that has just dropped.
Yeah,
So.
But it's not just Roku; it's also LG, man. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I think there's several different groups that they're like being weird with, and they're having these similar talks with, and it's just like, so, God,
Isn't it them just being new at this and kind of trying to figure out how they make money off of it? And they need to make a lot of money. It's the reality because of the investment choices they're making.
Yeah.
A huge thing to keep in mind about this HBO Max news and Warner news is this is just America.
Yeah.
HBO Max isn't anywhere but America right now. So it's like, when you think about so they're working on it and they're trying to in 2021 get it to other places, but even like Canada doesn't have it. So it's like, Jesus, you're telling me that these movies, all like Wonder Woman 1984, Conjuring, Dune, Suicide Squad, those movies are going to come out and you're going to expect them to not be pirated to hell?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's very true. Very true.
Again, with like it's just America, and there's a significant part of the audience who wants to watch these movies, but they can't because HBO Max isn't on like very popular. Like HBO Max isn't on LG. Like LG is one of the biggest TV companies. Like that's fucking insane. I think they really need to like try to settle something here because it's frustrating. And I already have my laptop back here ready to plug into this TV, so Alyssa and I can watch season 2 of His Dark Materials. Like that's where we're at right now. Because I don't want to fucking spend money on a Chromecast.
There you
I'm
go.
like I don't want to spend more
$30,
money.
man.
I don't want to spend
50
more
for
money on
the
this
pretty
thing
one.
that I've already spent on a monthly. Like no, I'm not doing it.
That's
Plug
fair.
in my
That's
laptop.
completely fair.
Calm down. It's gonna be okay. Just get a long
No, it's not,
HDMI
Kevin.
cable.
It's not,
long
Kevin.
HDMI cable. You'd be good.
Then,
Apparently, I just haven't watched HBO Max in like a week because it was added to Fire TV. So I'm happy.
Also,
but
this is a good point. This is like another
sad
good
for
point.
Roku.
Is like where is the PS5 version of this app? Because it's not like HBO Max had a problem with PlayStation. It was on PlayStation 4. So where's
was.
Here's the thing with all this stuff, there's different answers because there's a lot of different questions being asked. When it comes to Roku, it's this ad inventory stuff. When it came to Amazon, that was a competition between them having their own streaming service. So they just had to figure out that details. That happens all the time with Amazon and Google because they own the devices and a lot of the ways people can access the content. When it comes to LG, when it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to all that, that's dev kits. That's all like that's a different side of stuff. And the reason HBO Max is not on PlayStation 5 right now is because Sony did not send PlayStation 5 out to those type of devs.
so
early
hopefully
enough.
they're like working on.
I
their
guarantee
app.
it.
Yeah,
I
for
guarantee
that.
it. Yeah.
Hopefully
So-
they'll have it out
They will
by
after
December.
this.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to after this. Yeah. So,
So then I'll have at least one device that can play this fucking app.
God, it's so different how different our lives are, Barrett. I have my choice.
I have
Where am I
so many.
watching it?
You live in a whole different world, Tim. You have
Hey,
you have a
Barrett,
dedicated
Barrett.
theater.
Barrett,
My
I have an
system-
extra Chromecast. I will give you my extra Chromecast Ultra.
Ooh, take it. Take it. This is it. This is all you have to say yes right now. Your life is better.
It's just sitting here.
better.
It's not doing shit.
It
It
does
literally
make
was
things
free. It
easier.
was given to me for free because
I can go get it for you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make this as easy as
I'll take
possible.
it. I'll take
there it
it.
is.
I'll
He
take
has
it.
it.
Does
He
make
has
life
it.
easier.
So,
Last week, Stadia
so
gave it away
it's-
for free.
It's so I have to like connect it to my computer to play things, right?
No,
That's
so
how that
you
works.
can use it from your phone. So you open up the app. Let's say you're doing Disney Plus. You open up Disney Plus. Oh, that's the problem one, huh? And then you'll have the little logo for casting, and you just press it, and it'll be like, where do you want to cast? And you'll be like, living
So
room.
I download the HBO Max app essentially, and then just like okay.
Yeah.
How good is the casting? Is it like they're
Oh,
fantastic.
it's
Okay.
yeah, and it's
I-
not
the
casting
Ultra's the
from your
4K
phone.
version.
Your phone just gives
just,
it the
like, telling
direction.
it to-
yeah.
you're
So
just
if your
telling it to
like
play that.
device gets smashed in half, you're still watching your stuff. Also, if the app kicks you out and the video has paused, you can just use the Home Assistant to start it again. Remember Tim Tam?
Yeah, that is
Okay.
a very specific use case. Wait, Kev, can we talk about that?
I don't think so. One more week.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Very
next news story.
mysterious.
Yeah, sorry about that. Disney Investor Day 2020 details. We've been talking about this for weeks now. The Walt Disney Company will webcast its Investor Day 2020 on December 10th. The event focused on the company's direct-to-consumer streaming services. This is all directly from Disney saying these words. Direct-to-consumer streaming services is scheduled to begin at approximately 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Investor Day is expected to last approximately 4 hours.
4 hours.
That's insane. For context, this is the same event where they formally debuted Disney Plus and had the release date and the pricing information and the Mandalorian date and went through and announced the Lizzie McGuire show and the Phineas
Which
and
got
Ferb
canceled.
movie and and a lot of things have changed since then. But like that was when it was just like crazy announcement
Yeah,
after
so
crazy
cool.
announcement, just like going. And that thing was only like an hour and a half, hour 45 or something. So 4 hours is a lot. While I'm talking about Disney Plus now, it reminded me of a point I wanted to make earlier. HBO Max is $16. Disney Plus is $7.
Yeah.
So the
And if
likelihood
you got
of
that
them,
early, if you got that early thing, it's like $4 a month or something
Yeah.
like that. It's-
Yeah.
so the
3
likelihood
years.
of them putting their 2021 slate on Disney Plus is very, very slim because that makes even less sense for them. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, this thing's happening, and what do you guys think, Chastity?
Yeah, they're going to have a lot to say, and I bet there's a fire lit under them right now, and they're probably going to be making decisions like right up to the last minute. So it's hard to tell like right now what they're going to say, but I bet that they're going to add things to Disney Plus at the $30 rate or whatever. And we'll see some things being released in 2021. But you're right, because it's so cheap, they're definitely going to still charge extra for these premiere movies.
Kev?
Sorry, what was it? Because I was like, can I piece it together with what Chastity said? And I was like, you know what? No, I can't. Tim, I was doing research on what we can talk about, that thing that we can't talk about.
Barrett, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Chastity on this one. Like, I think they will still release it on their platforms. They'll do the Milan thing. But it's interesting that they're not doing it with Soul. Because Soul is just like free day one on Christmas, right?
They don't have the numbers for Soul, man.
I think that's just like a new IP type of deal. Like
yeah, it's not like a known
experiment.
quantity. So like, yeah, let's just put it out there and see what sticks. Because they did kind of do something similar, not exactly with the movie that came out last year, that Pixar movie.
Onward.
Yeah, Onward.
No, it was basically the same. It
That was
had
this
been
year.
released.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
been
like
released for
out
2
for like
weeks.
3 weeks or something.
yeah, and then they put it out just free. on
But
the
yeah,
free.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar where like most of their slated movies will come to Disney Plus day and date. But yeah, you have to do a extra charge like Mulan does.
Yeah. And I personally, I think that's the right call. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
that's
would be the thing that makes the most sense, both literally
That's
and
fine.
figuratively.
Dollars, you know.
So the 4-hour investor meeting here, though, is interesting to me for a multitude of reasons. That is a very, very long amount of time. This thing is very business focused. The ones we've seen in the past that have this label of Disney Investor Day are usually a bit more press conferencey and fun to watch than the investor calls that are boring as all shit, and that is just stats and graphs and like very little actual news comes out of it. But we didn't get the last investor call. They canceled it to push for this. We also didn't get any Disney Comic-Con stuff. We also didn't get a D23, the Star Wars, whatever the fuck they call it, I forget. So there's potentially a lot of Disney news here. There's also potentially not going to be anything, and that's the scariest part. What I do expect, what I do expect for 4 hours of what they talk about is their partnerships that I think are going to be extremely valuable for the international markets. My big question is, I don't know if we're going to get something for domestic. What I mean by this is all signs point to Disney Hotstar or whatever, which is a very India focused. It's essentially their Hulu, but it's way bigger than Hulu. And that is probably going to merge with, we're seeing a bunch of things coming up for Disney Plus Star. So signs are pointing towards Disney Plus kind of expanding internationally to be a much bigger thing, to include a vast library of content. Does that mean that Hulu and Disney Plus merge in some way in America?
Yes.
That's the biggest question business-wise for me. And there aren't signs pointing to it actually happening.
Why
it just
would it?
kind of seems
You know
just
what
so
I
you
mean?
can allow R-rated movies and stuff
Sure,
on Disney
but
Plus.
I could see them doubling down on the package, which is like the HBO or I'm sorry, the Disney Plus,
The bundle?
Hulu, yeah, and maybe making that like a cheaper, or making that like Disney Plus Gold or whatever, like some name that encompasses it all. But I just feel like if people are paying for both right now, why give them the option to stop? Especially if
Subscriber
one's so
numbers.
cheap.
The war. This is the war with HBO Max. They want to be able to say we have X amount of millions of subscribers to compete with Netflix and HBO. And I think that is the thing that is the real kind of X factor of getting adults into Disney Plus, you know? Because I think that Hulu kind of has its bed made. People understand what it is already, and you're either there or you're not. Nobody's touting Hulu as like in the same conversation as these other ones we're talking about, right?
Crazy. They got great
Whereas-
original shows.
They do. But, I just think that Disney needs to look at this and understand that they have an opportunity.
That Christmas movie was really bad, though. I'll have to say.
Which one?
Happy season?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
They set up so many cool ideas and then they threw them all away.
Joey said I should watch it. She said I might like it. She didn't say any of that.
Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. What I want primarily from this meeting, Tim, this 4 hour thing, is 3 of those hours for apologies for canceling DuckTales.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna mention DuckTales.
The number's
It's really
right there,
sad,
dude.
Tim. Yeah, and
That is sad.
that's the mistake. When Disney Plus started, they should have moved a lot of those shows to Disney Plus exclusively. Like Disney XD, like no one pays attention to that fucking channel. So they really left DuckTales out to die, which is upsetting because DuckTales is legit like one of the current. I mean, almost not, but like one of the current best animated shows out there right now.
How many
So
seasons
sad.
ago?
This last season is the 3rd season, and I think it ends in like a couple months.
Yeah. Yeah, so it should be interesting. I do, at the very least, expect we're going to get some release dates for known quantities when it comes to the MCU shows. But yeah, Black Widow is kind of the bigger question mark for me. Like, I think that this WB news is big enough that I imagine Disney's kind of panicking right now. I do think we always talk about on the game side of this of like how Xbox and Sony make news announcements, and we're like, there's no way that they're able to react this quickly. Their plans are in line, whatever. I think COVID throws all of this into a tizzy where it's like, nah, man, like this is an investor day. This is about stocks. Announcements need to be made and declarations need to be set in stone to compete for
letting people know that there's going to be money coming in when things are this bad, right?
Yeah, but. Next Thursday is about to be freaking insane. We got Cyberpunk, we got the Disney Investor Day, and we have the Game Awards.
We gonna watch it and get hammered?
Damn.
Oh, I have a feeling
Well, we have the Game Awards, aren't we? Don't we prioritize that?
No, wasn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
Wednesday? This is Thursday?
no, it's the same day, but there's like there's some overlap.
There you go, 3 hours.
Up
God,
before,
and the
8
Game
hours.
Awards is 4 hours, right?
Why? Why is it so long?
Well, what else are we doing? You know what I mean? It's like we're gonna be playing Fortnite.
Cyberpunk. So, okay, moving on. The final news story of the day that I wanted to bring up real quick. Kev, if you can bring up this picture, please.
Wait, is this own news
Hawkeye.
story?
Yes, Hawkeye is in production. There is some stills here. We get to see it is officially, finally confirmed. Haley Steinfeld is Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show. That we got Lucky the Pizza Dog. This is so exciting. An eagle-eyed Twitter user noticed that the sign above them right there, when you translate it, it says hearing therapist. So they're actually going with the Jeremy Renner deaf storyline, and I'm like, I can't believe this is real. The MCU has given us so much, and we're about to get one of my favorite comic stories of all time of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye being told in live action with freaking Haley Steinfeld, man.
Did you see the other set photo of like her in the subway with the dog
Subway?
and like walking it? So like, are they switching it up, or like, is she going to be deaf, or like, did Jeremy Renner somehow become deaf at some point after Endgame?
Jeremy Renner had a hearing aid in those shots.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so she has a dog to help her navigate the world?
It's his dog. In the story, it's his dog.
Got it.
But
Tim,
anyways, you should read it 100%.
But like, or at this point, should I
22
just
issues.
wait till this comes
No,
out and then
you should read it.
Okay.
It's like such a great
You'll have
comic with
time
like unique
before it
formatting
comes
too.
out.
No, yeah,
I think Alyssa started it, and I think she liked it.
Anyways, the reason this is a news story itself, Kevin, is the upcoming Hawkeye series at Disney Plus has cast a number of key roles. Variety has learned from sources, along with the series leads Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld, Vera Farmiga, Florence Pugh, Fran Free, Tony Dalton, a whole bunch of people I'm not familiar with. So key things here: Vera Farmiga is cast as Eleanor Bishop, which is Kate Bishop's mom. Vera Farmiga's dope, so
She's great.
excited about that. And yes, Kevin, you heard that correctly.
The pug.
Florence Pugh. Don't call her the pug.
What? If you look at her name, that's what it looks like. But she's in
Black
Black Widow.
Yeah, this.
Look at this. Look at these. All these things tangling up
Tendrils.
together. You know what I mean? What's happening?
She's dating JD from Scrubs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's just such an annoying kid, you know?
So anyway, very exciting stuff. I love that we're starting to see the MCU, even with the shows, kind of all build together, the shows and the, TV shows. What's up, Barrett?
Super Mario
Crossover.
Speedwagon says Lalo from Better Call Saul is going to be in it, and that's the real news. Disney Plus, like their Breaking Bad villains. That is great. Yeah, the guy who plays Lalo is insane. You've probably heard Andy talk about him because he is up there as like one of the best Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul universe villains. And so if we're getting some of him, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on to the Mandalorian conversation, I want to let you know about our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. The holidays can be a stressful time, especially with things looking a little different this year. But if you want to buy a super dope present for those around you, MeUndies is a great option. Do I need to tell you that I'm wearing MeUndies from head to toe now? The answer is no, but I am anyways. My shirt, my lounge pants, my undies, and my socks all are MeUndies. They're so soft, micro-modal fabric. It is to die for. Also, I'm wearing all black right now, head to toe, in the MeUndies. But there's this bunch of fun prints. Yesterday, Andy was wearing his pizzas on the neon blue. I'm sure Kevin's wearing something like cupcakes with sprinkles or whatever right now.
Cacti.
Sorry, what?
Potted cacti.
Potted cacti is now emblazoned across Kevin's nether regions. MeUndies has a great offer for you guys right now. Any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product or for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. MeUndies.com/morning to get your 15% off your first order and free shipping. That's MeUndies.com/morning. Next up, shout out to Manscaped. The holidays are here, and if you haven't made your wish list yet, Manscaped and their Perfect Package 3.0 is a fantastic thing for you to be doing. Everybody loves nice, clean balls. You are in luck because the Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle and makes for the perfect gift. Manscaped used to just be about below the belt. Now, they're worried about upstairs too. All that nose hair that we're also worried about, they have some solutions for you. It's quick, it's easy, you don't need to think about it. The bundle includes the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, and body. Dads can't stop talking about this. The teens secretly buy this, and the women will love you for it. 'Tis the season to Manscaped, so get yourself, your dad, your brother, and friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Performance Package. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/morning. That's manscaped.com/morning. God, their tagline is, "Thank you, Manscaped, for making our holes look sexy." Woo! Manscaped.com/morning. And finally, shout out to Blue Chew. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. If you could benefit from more confidence where it counts, Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. A couple of my friends, as they've been getting older, been going through some of these issues, and Blue Chew was a great solution for them. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. Right now, we got a special deal for you guys. You can visit bluechew.com and get your first shipment free. When you use special promo code FUNNY, you just pay $5 shipping. That's BLUECHEW.com, promo code FUNNY to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper choice, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help make this show possible. BlueChew.com, code FUNNY. All right, back to it. Let's go. I can't believe we just spent 43 minutes talking about a whole bunch of other shit before we got to talk
A lot of cool
this.
news.
Right.
A lot of cool stuff.
This was a
lot
heavy
of cool
week.
news, though.
But this episode of the Mandalorian, baby.
Boy.
Bro, this episode. Oh my god!
I just want to shout out the fake out because when I pulled up the episode, we were playing Fortnite last night, and I was staying up till midnight to wait for it. And the image for the episode, I was like, man, okay, like it's the shot with Cara Dune and Mando, and I was like, oh, now we're finally getting to a side episode, and it's going to be another short story on that planet that Cara and Carl Weathers are on. And then it was a total fake out, and I was just, because of that, like I was like, man, I have low expectations now, and immediately they were blown out of the water. Like they got me, man. I didn't
think they were going to Tython right away. I was like, wait, hold on, we're here. Goddamn.
Relentless, man. Mandalorian season 2, episode 6, chapter 13, the tragedy.
When that popped up, I
14.
tried to
15.
not.
15.
15?
Thank you.
14?
Yeah.
14.
14.
14.
14.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
I was trying not to wake up Alyssa, but when it popped up as the tragedy, I was like, oh no!
I said, oh shit, and I just wrote that in my Google Doc. Oh shit, who's gonna die?
Yeah, no, hey, real talk. Like you guys just said it, but when this episode, I was right there with you, Barrett. I saw the screenshot of Kara, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess we're doing a Mandalorian thing. But then the episode starts, and he's like, we're going to Tython. I'm like, wow, they're going straight there. Boom, the tragedy. I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
don't go
and especially
there
like
yet.
right
Don't
before,
go there yet.
Right
You
before
guys.
like it pops up, and he's like, I'm gonna have to let you go and stuff. And I was like, oh no, they're taking him. Oh no, this is gonna be so bad.
You know, but then when we get there, it's 32 minutes of just relentless build and action and choreography
Action.
that I appreciated so much. And I just love that this episode, as the last couple episodes have proved, that anytime something is teased in this show, we're going to get it. Like, we're actually going to get the thing, not a version of it, not a like, oh, it would have been cool if they did this. We're going to get the thing. And it's like Boba Fett this season, I can't believe we're getting him this season, and we're getting more of him. The way this episode ends,
I love
I'm like,
it.
what? When the ship got exploded, I'm like, oh no.
Oh my god.
That ship has been through so much.
It's
just got
gone now.
fixed.
It's
And
just
like
gone.
now it's just
Just got
vaporized, which is
It's
insane.
gone.
I'm actually pretty
Is
excited.
that the tragedy? Is it
No.
the Razor Crest?
I'm actually pretty excited because I thought it was a really ugly ship. I liked how shiny it was, but I'm
liked
over it. I'm
Hey,
glad
it's
it's
been-
gone.
My prediction
done a
is
lot for
that
him.
my prediction is that Boba will give Mando his ship.
Dude,
At some point.
I don't know.
Not-
like,
I don't know if that's
here's
this
the-
season,
yeah,
but,
I
like-
don't know if they're gonna reveal like, hey, he survived this whole time for him to die. Like, I guess I don't know. That
better
would be,
not.
but that would be a like
But give
a
him
good
a more
moment.
satisfying ending. And this is something I want to shout out today because like this episode was like about Boba like earning his armor back, but it was also like for the live action version of Boba Fett, it was Boba Fett earning the love and hype for himself because he actually was doing stuff that is as cool as his armor. Like people love Boba Fett in the
Yes.
original trilogy because of how cool he looked. He did absolutely nothing, and then he died by accident. And like now in this episode,
Hey, he didn't die by accident. Luke took him down. It was
Didn't he
convenient.
like accidentally hit? That wasn't his
was
jetpack
Han.
accident.
He was hit.
Yeah, Han
Yeah, it was
accidentally
Han.
hit his jetpack.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well,
Blindly hit it, and then he fell into the Starlight
sure.
pit.
He
It was
fell
like
into
so
the
Starlight
late.
pit.
All
And
right,
now
well,
he's earning.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
He's
It was an
earning
accident.
the cool like love for his name in the live action version at least. I can't really speak to. I only vaguely remember
and
him in like
justice for Django Fett.
yes, exactly.
I mean, yeah,
Justice for
that's
Django.
When we got to like 90% of the episode, I was like, man, I really wish that like they hang out together. I hope that like the story somehow they go off on the ship together. And then when his ship blew up, I was like, oh. And then he was like,
gotta
hey,
stay
you got a
together.
debt. You got a debt.
Well,
and
dude,
I was like, oh.
that's my thing is watching this episode in terms of the pacing. It's like I love that they put Baby Yoda up there and like they put him in the weird force field thing
Fucking
and like
cute.
it's like cool.
So
We're
cute.
setting the stakes, but I love how it's like okay, the ship came that they have to face off against these people, and it's like oh shit, it's Boba motherfucking Fett. When you see the slave one fly by, you're just like. Oh, dude,
I was
they're
so
doing it.
terrified.
Yeah, that's-
like
I
I was
lost it. I was
hyped
like,
and
what?
scared all at the same time.
So-
Oh my god.
So we get
How's
that.
this gonna
Then we get
go?
him. Then we get the return to the girl from Tatooine,
Which
right?
is like, wasn't
They have
she
their
shot in the
standoff.
back?
Well, yeah. Then they show
Grievous
that
shit
like
now.
Robot.
yeah, she's like part robot.
She's
It's
robot
dope.
now. Yeah.
So they go from
I didn't
that,
know
but then
that's
there's. Did you not see when she opened up
Yeah,
her
she
stomach?
like opens up her
She
stomach
opened
and
up
it's
her
all
stomach.
like parts.
Oh,
and
I guess
stuff.
I looked away.
Yeah.
But so we get them, but then we
Boba
get the
Fett
second
helped her.
ship of the stormtroopers. Then we get the third ship. It's just like, and then we get
know.
the Imperial ship. It's like it just kept growing and growing. What I loved about it though is you guys talk about we finally got to see Boba do some cool shit. This whole episode was to build up to that, and they kept doing cool shit. Where it's like we get to see the cool fight with Mando and like just normal Boba and I forget the girl's name, Ming-Na Wen's character.
Yeah, Ming Na
Wen.
Wen. Yeah.
But like, we get a cool fight there, but then we get the fight against the stormtroopers. Then we get the fight of Boba Fett with the stick, like Tusken Raider style, fucking destroying people. But when he comes out in his own suit and starts wrecking shop, it's just like, oh my god,
You didn't think
this is so cool.
Again, it's
you
still
didn't
kind of
think,
weird.
Like, oh, hey, that suit's getting a little tight, you know?
Yeah.
Feels like
Yeah.
like me in the suit, you know?
Yeah.
Thank God Nick's not on this show because he would be so mean, so mean.
He would be very mean.
I do think just like the rest of the clothing he has too, like just didn't fit with that armor. Like it
yeah,
was,
also
like,
the discoloring of the like top of it fit the outfit, but I wish that like had popped a little. Like I wish the outfit like had
It's
been
very
restored.
muted.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that in like in an episode or two. Maybe in one of these last few episodes we'll get it like him trying to restore it or something. But yeah, I think like the rest of his clothing also just like didn't really match. It was like cool, but it was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. I think.
Does anyone know if his armor is also supposed to be Beskar? Beskar.
I believe
imagine.
so. Yeah.
All right.
I'd assume so, since it was his father's.
Yeah. And his father's was all silver and stuff, so
That was
I think
blue,
it's,
right?
like,
Silver and blue.
Silver with like blue accents.
Silver and blue.
Yeah.
Didn't.
But
call it
I love
Beskar.
the blowing up the ships at the end when Boba
Yeah,
Fett
I was
uses
targeting.
Hawkeye,
Yeah, I was targeting the
and
other
then
one.
having
He's like,
line
nice-
outs and-
I was
so
aiming for the other ship. I was like, oh, that's
Nice shot.
so
I was aiming
good.
for the other one.
Oh man, and just two quick shout outs. Like when the stormtroopers come out, because when that first ship landed, I thought like, oh, we're getting the dark troopers.
Yep.
But then it's like regular stormtroopers, but still that music that starts with like that whole sequence, dope as hell. And then before that, when Mando and Boba meet, and Boba says, I'm just a simple man making his way through the galaxy like my father before me.
He said the
and it, like
line.
and like Chastity, I just watched the first half of
me too.
Attack of the Clones earlier
Attack of
this
the
week because I'm
Clones.
doing a rewatch because I'm an insane person. I was like, oh my god, that's such a cool. Like again, it's a callback to a bad movie, but it just connects the little
which
things.
is already a
that I appreciate.
callback to
movie.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I liked
Which
it.
is awesome.
Great movie.
Yeah.
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 I liked it.
I love this episode, and it's just like I just can't believe that this is where we're at with Mandalorian, where we could have Ahsoka last week, and we were talking about, okay, we have 3 episodes left this season. What could they possibly do? And now it's like, well, shit, they're doing it with no time to waste. We now have our character, our main character, Mandalorian, has lost Baby Yoda. This episode in the beginning, we are more connected to them and believed that they are in love as father and son than we ever have been.
Oh my god! Like
Just
the
phrase it
very
differently.
beginning where he's like, where Baby Yoda does the Force, and he's like, "Thank Ferric," and Baby Yoda's like kind of serious, like, "No, I'm not mad. Like
It's
I'm
good,
proud
it's
of you.
good."
Like
It's like,
you're
no,
good."
Dude, but
holy
the
shit!
the end with him fucking
I
force
love it.
choking people and you being like,
Dude.
oh no, that's not
Yeah.
Jedi
No.
powers.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very scary of what they might do to Grogu. And
But with
honestly,
that,
like,
Barrett,
yeah.
with that scene, him choking the motherfuckers out, I
And him
loved
like
it. It was
making them
awesome.
run into each other
Yeah.
and like run into walls.
Yeah.
all of
Oh
it.
my
All of it
God.
was great. But
loved
then, when Moff Gideon comes out with the Darksaber, and he's like,
Also,
you know
again,
what this
one of my
is?
predictions that I think I had a couple of weeks ago or last week when Mando got the spear. I was like, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. Like Mando's
Yeah.
gonna have the spear. Gideon's gonna have the black Darksaber. They reminded us
Still
in
got
this
the spear.
episode that hey, these two characters have these weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they totally gotta fight.
But what I was
Oh,
saying
yeah.
earlier about every single thing they tease, we end up getting. We're gonna fucking get Grogu with lightsabers. We're going to.
Oh, for
They
sure.
set it up here,
Yep.
and I love that that's gonna happen at some point. And like the thing is, can you imagine? They're trying to find some Jedi, and like, okay, it could be anybody, but like, just humor me for a second. It's Luke fucking Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker takes Grogu somewhere to train, and like then gets makes his own lightsaber. And if we get to fucking see that, if we get to see Luke Skywalker with his green lightsaber, with Grogu with his newly made lightsaber,
With Sebastian Stan playing Luke, let's go.
But like, I don't
Yes,
think
that
that.
would be great.
I have a
I'm all
feeling.
in for Sebastian Stan now.
hell yeah.
I have a feeling that Grogu's gonna wield the Darksaber for at least a little while. I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna Mando's gonna beat what's his face, Esposito,
Moff Gideon.
Yeah, in a fight, and then start being overwhelmed by dark troopers, and then we're gonna just hear zzz, turn around, and he's gonna be holding it.
And now here's the thing,
Like
though.
the saber's
Kev,
bigger than him. It's gonna be
Hey,
so weird. I don't think they're
that's
gonna do
okay.
that.
That's okay. It's
I
not a
don't think
big
they're
deal.
gonna do
You
that.
know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
I think
He's
couple
got the
things.
Force in his hands.
He does have the Force. He doesn't even need to hold the saber. It could be like Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. Just
So
like have
cool.
that thing swing around. But what you're talking about, Kev, and Barrett, both of you, like what you're kind of setting up here, like with the way that this season's moving, you're talking about two episodes
from now. Yeah.
Yep,
right?
I know.
Like
I know.
Two
that's
episodes.
Yeah, the
crazy.
season has flown by, and again, it's just like
It's been good.
they took. I feel like the criticisms, at least some of us had here at Kind of Funny of the first season of like it feels too segmented. Like they're kind of jumping here and there, and we haven't had a time jump or like a disconnect in between these episodes. They're like one right after the other, and so and because of that, it feels like a through line. It feels like even like the smaller episodes still feel important because they lead to bigger things. It's insane. And again, with another prediction, I know someone in the chat called me out with me and my predictions, but at the end, Gideon says we've got our donor. When he talks about Grogu, and it's 100% connected to bringing back Palpatine. 100%. I don't think we'll ever actually see Palpatine in this show. Maybe, but
Palpatine was never gone. He became some weird, creepy Force ghost.
What? It wasn't a Force ghost, was it? Wasn't it like a fucking decrepit body?
Yeah, it was like the top part, but like, it doesn't matter. Then he learned Force healing, so yeah, maybe somehow his Force, what's this little guy's name? Grogu's Force healing will be
connected to that, yeah. And then the other, and like now that they're following up with that, like the more I've been thinking about it, I think we are going to get Thrawn follow-ups in this episode because like you were saying, Tim, of like the way they've been able to follow up things. I think we'll get Thrawn in the show. I am wondering about what Jedi Grogu reached out to, because you have to imagine some Jedi received some sort of
I feel like that's
call.
That's episode 8. Right
you think
there.
we'll get that reveal?
We get the reveal of a Jedi?
We won't find out which Jedi connected to
What's
him
the
until
likeliness
the
of
last
Raul
episode.
Guys, what if we see Luke's fucking saber, man? Like, what if we
but
just
also,
see...
that would
what
be-
if we see Raul Coley come in as Ezra? You know what I'm saying?
My God. Like, this is just... I'm
Like,
so fucking hyped about this.
He'd be roughly the right age, because like in the timeline, the last time we saw Ezra was like 12 years ago, I want to say. So like,
I
don't know, man.
Oh man, I love that. I have faith that they're gonna do something dope in the next for the finale of the show. So, or of the season at least.
People in the chat calling Mace Windu, and no,
And
Kevin
his
started
new
that.
metal
Kevin
hands,
started that
and
on
his
the
new
show.
metal hands.
Oh, God,
click,
please no.
click. That's what we're gonna hear.
Hey, real talk. At this point, I'll take Mace Windu because I love Samuel L. Jackson, and if we see a purple motherfucking lightsaber,
Honestly, yeah, that'd be kind of hype.
And
If they
at this
can bring
point-
back Darth Maul and make him cool, like
No.
they can bring back.
You called motherfucker.
they have brought back Darth Maul, Palpatine, Boba Fett. No one's ever truly gone. All right.
I mean, them bringing back Palpatine
Fair.
wasn't great, but
No,
so they're
them
too.
bringing back any of these people wasn't great. I'm gonna be freaking honest. None of them should have came back. That is a fact.
No, Boba coming back in this episode, I think
cool
was
with
absolutely
Boba coming back.
Yeah, Maul
He
coming
could-
back, it took a little bit, but we got somewhere with it.
Yeah,
It was
he
really
was
no.
cut in half.
You're misunderstanding me. Like Boba now, I love that we're getting this. It's fucking cool. But he died. Like, if you're gonna give us cool Boba stuff, it should have been when he was alive.
Okay, hold on. Major Potty in the chat says Boba versus Mace Windu.
Whoa.
Well, so that's all the theories that people are talking about.
That is
Because
something.
Mace killed his dad.
Mace killed his dad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, his dad was a bad guy.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That,
I mean, but he still loves his dad.
I guess you're right. And he was a bad guy too.
Here's my thing: we're just in pure fan service at this point, and it's like
yeah.
they're just
Why
trying
not?
to make
Why
fan
not?
fan
service
service
have
is too
have a
much
story.
fan service. Is
At this point, to me, none. There's no. They're like, that's bring back Mace Windu.
It's got to be the
the
right
question.
kind of fan service, because there's
I'm
episode 9
indifferent.
fan service.
Stop.
And
Stop.
then there's good fan. Then there's endgame fan service.
Oh,
you know?
you're the worst. You're the worst. God.
This episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez, which is
Yeah, it
cool as shit.
was.
Director From Dusk Till Dawn, Sin City, The Spy Kids
The
movies,
Faculty.
and The Faculty, and
The Faculty.
Alita Battle Angel. Never forget.
Oh my
He has
God.
the wildest directing. Like, I looked him up and I was like, he directed. It's not like he just
Sin
directed like
City.
the first Spy Kids movie and like started. He directed every single Spy Kids movie, even the 2011 one, like the weird one or whatever.
The 3D one?
It's yeah.
All of them.
I feel like we need to start a campaign to bring, try to get Alita Battle Angel 2 made.
Kev, you've missed the news. That ship has sailed in a very negative, bad way, and unfortunately, we don't want to be part of that group.
Fuck, really?
It's Snyder Cut level. Like, oh, it's the bad fans.
Oh no! But maybe we can be the good face of it.
Hey, I'm with you. I want that sequel. Speaking of sequels, not really. Next week's episode is directed again by Rick Famuyiwa, who has directed Chapter 2 of last season, The Child, which was a dope-ass episode, and Chapter 6, which was The Prisoner, which we got a nice...
and it's got...
And Bill Burr's coming back for, we imagine, the next episode, right?
Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
I think next week's episode is all going to be about building the crew. He's going to get Bill Burr so we can. I love that moment, by the way, where he goes to Kara and he's like, "Yeah, like I need to spring this person from prison." She's like, "Yeah, like this means something. I gotta follow rules." And it's like they have the child, and it's like that fuck moment. Like we're getting the crew together. They ain't fucking taking this kid from us,
guys.
I
feel like last time we saw her on the show, it was like, all right, they figured out. Yep. How much acting to give her. This time, went a little too hard. Went a little too hard. They forgot. They were like, hey, she got better. It's like,
Yeah.
Predictions for next week. Is it going to be they've got the gang together, or is it just them getting the gang together?
They're assembling the gang.
I think they're assembling the gang. I think like maybe
a prison breakout.
The last act of the episode is like them going into like starting like rescuing the child, and then it ends on like an cliffhanger moment that leads right into the finale of the season.
Also, can we talk about for a second how disappointing the Death Troopers were? I don't like droids.
You don't like droids?
Oh, we knew it.
Well, did we
join the club?
No, but I thought they were going to be something more of like force sensitive stormtroopers that are like all Darth Vadered up, you know?
Yeah, they did that already.
They
though.
had phases though, so this could be like their
do
first phase of
it's a show called Star Wars Rebels, Kevin.
Nobody watched that. Nobody watched that.
And it's also a thing. It's also a thing in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay.
Dark Troopers are in a lot of video games.
Sure, video games. Yeah. But I mean,
I like that we got them in this the way that we did, which is we had an entire episode of action scenes, and the things that you expect a shit ton of action from, we got nothing. Like I like that. Leave some for later. Like let us get some cool shit because this needed to be about Boba. And they succeeded.
They succeeded.
I feel like with Dark Troopers, like they're hard to fight. Like Mando's gonna have trouble beating them because you have to imagine they're built to withstand bullets. Like they fall under like
he's gonna need the spear. He's gonna need the Beskar.
Spear. But like, what, he's gonna spear them to death? No, he needs a lightsaber. He needs a lightsaber to take these guys down quickly. So maybe it's
as part of the crew.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's my thing. I want to go around
who
the
fucking
table
Coley
here.
steps out and like it's gonna make my day in the best fucking way. I don't know who the fuck Ezra is, but like I'm all in, dude.
I love and appreciate the Luke prediction for the ending of the season. Like I'm honestly thinking like the ending of the finale, which I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but like I think the ending of the finale is Ahsoka finding both Thrawn and Ezra somehow. I don't know if we actually see those characters, but like I think we'll get like hints.
So Barrett, I'm semi with you on that, like just based on like where the shit's going and where Rebels and all that stuff ended. But knowing that Ahsoka series is like heavily rumored to the point that it's probably actually freaking happening.
Yeah,
like that makes me think Ezra's not the Mandalorian character.
Yeah.
You know, like we got Ahsoka, and they made a point to not have her be the one to train.
They did Grogu. Like essentially like a backdoor pilot kind of thing with this.
Yeah, but
that last episode.
I feel like if you're gonna start a series and it's gonna have two people that are cool or one person that's cool, having two people is better. You know, like that you've hinted at or introduced.
So like introduce them into this.
So I don't see that being a bad idea.
That's what I imagine they do with Sabine. Like, I imagine they introduced Sabine first in the show before introducing...
You got a lot of names in your head, you know what I mean?
Tim, there's a really good show called Star Wars Rebels that you should watch.
Question for Barrett
Bo-Katan's
Courtney.
been looking for that Darksaber. Is she going to come back?
You have to imagine.
Oh, yeah, Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan, I think, will probably be part of the crew. In this
I don't know. I hope she's not part of this crew this season. I hope that we get another season and Mando carries around the Darksaber just for a little bit.
So I got a question for Barrett and for Chastity here, Rebels people, because I'm caught up on the Rebels storyline, but from like recap videos and shit. So I know. So if you're not interested in this conversation, leave. Spoiler people. So then we're gonna close the show out after this. You don't give a shit, Kev.
That's why I said see you guys.
No. So with where Rebels ends, and with where Ezra's at, and with what we assume it's okay, Thrawn and Ezra are together somewhere, and we know Ahsoka's trying to get to them. Do you think that there's a potential that Grogu's signal somehow got to them, and that's what gets them out? Ezra sees the signal and is like, "That's where I'm going."
It's completely possible that Ezra felt him through the Force. That's not out of the realm of possibility. We don't know where Ezra's been through the original trilogy timeline.
I would
Can you give
say
me a little bit of a recap, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit.
watch
So
Rebels.
at the very end of Rebels, Ahsoka picks up Sabine Wren, who we've been mentioning, who is a Mandalorian, and they get in a ship, and they're going after this character named Ezra Bridger, who is the last person seen with Thrawn, who Ahsoka's now looking for.
Got it.
Yep.
And that's it.
Ezra essentially like sacrificed himself to make sure like Thrawn didn't win the day on this significant planet that was like that kind of helped the rising of the rebellion.
So Ezra didn't turn sides and go.
No. Like he
That's the part I
sacrificed
wanted
himself.
clarification. Thank you.
Yeah.
They got yeeted through space by some Purrgil. I don't know how to
They were like
explain
space.
it.
They're space whales that can also light speed. It's crazy. When I say it out of context,
got yeeted
it sounds
through
really
space. We
dumb.
don't know where he is.
But like the way they
have-
get introduced into the show is really dumb. But the way they get paid off at the end of the series is really cool.
Do they have space blubber?
I don't know, Kevin.
The space is cold.
Yeah. So like,
Sure.
I think wherever they're at, like, I honestly think Ezra might be captured by Thrawn or something. I don't know.
Yo Soda in the chat said some parts of Rebels is really dumb.
Super Mario Speedwagon says this conversation's gone surprisingly long without mentioning space whales. Interesting.
I didn't know how to explain those. So I left it to the end.
Rebels
glad-
isn't as
I'm
great
glad
as they
you-
make it. All right, Kevin A6 is getting timed out in the chat.
Time out.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Well, anyways.
these look as dumb as they sounded. They're squid things
Purrgil?
with teeth. They have teeth.
Wait, Purgo?
I'm pulling it up.
Gil.
Is it? It's this, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
They
that's
look
it.
different in my head.
They this looks like something that might be a glider on Fortnite.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man. Well, this is a very exciting time. I am
Super
for the first
excited.
time in a long time excited to be a Star Wars fan. So we'll be back next week with the penultimate episode of Mandalorian season 2. Chastity, thank you for joining us again. Where can people find you?
YouTube.com/GameSpotUniverse for all your Mandalorian Star Wars references needs this season. And I'm also on Twitter at Chastity_V.
I love it. You'll love to see it. Till next week. Bye.